you know, basically crap out this remake of old Zao songs, like, turned my stomach. And honestly, I didn't want to do it so bad that I didn't even really learn the songs until we got to the studio. Like, I wasn't, like, into it. I was hoping we wouldn't have to do it. We actually tried to get out of doing it. But, you know, Brandon wanted it done, so we sat there, and like, right before we record every song on the record, we would sit there for 15 minutes learning it. And then we would record it. Same thing, you know, go find the next song, learn it, and record it. But I really, really, really wish we wouldn't have done that record, because I think that was kind of like almost a slap in the face to the old Zao. It was like, you know, we're going to do these songs not even half as good as you did them for money. And I mean, yeah, the money was nice, but at the same time, man, was it a bad choice, I think.
We did the Metallica cover version of All Else Failed, and that was it.
My feelings, the good feelings about ending the band was just the release of all the crap we had to deal with, you know, everything that included in Zao. And it's really weird because just the way Jesse was and the way how down he was all the time and how he always wanted to quit made you really think that Zao was the problem. Zao, this entity of the band or whatever it was the problem. Like, anything that bad would happen, it was like Zao was a curse on us or something. So it was never like, it was really strange because you never looked, now that I think back on it, I never really thought about, like, well, you know what, Jesse didn't want to do it, and Jesse's kind of messing this up. It was always like, man, it's the Zao curse again. And I think the feeling of having that be laid to rest and be done with it was so relieving, and like, oh, you know, I was so thankful to not have to put up with what we've put up with for so long. Then the other side of it was the fact that this is something that I really thought I was going to make a living at and make my life, and we were going to stop it, and now what am I going to do? I was 24, never went to college because I pretty much was in touring bands since I was 17, and I had to start all over, and that scared the hell out of me because I didn't know what to do. You know, I didn't know what was going to happen, and just all different thoughts going through my head and stuff. But I think the relief of not being in the band anymore was a little better than the fear of what would happen in the future.
We did the re-release of All Else Failed. We've done Parade of Chaos. We decided we're doing our last tour. And this is, for me, definitely the end of it, period. Like, as far as I thought. And I thought Scott felt the same way. We had gotten paid. We were happy. Go on that tour. It's the tour with Zao, Unearth, Underoath, Dead Poetic, and The Underwater.
It was a fun tour because it definitely, with the knowledge of knowing it was breaking up, the tension wasn't there because you didn't feel like you were working towards anything. It was just like kind of to go out with a bang, whatever. So there wasn't like that normal like fighting, bickering, the band's not doing too good, we didn't sell this many records, who cares? I mean, the band was over, so what? We'll do this tour, it'll hopefully do well, and you know, we'll go out with a good amount of money and have fun with it.
It sucks that it was our last tour because like things were so stressful, you know, just, it was weird, you know, like things would get really cool, things would get really bad, and then they would just kind of stay like weird, and people would go in their own camps. Like, it was weird for me big time because Rob wasn't on the tour, number one. You know, he wasn't involved in this kind of last run or whatever because, you know, it was just me and Scott, and then Dan came into the picture, and then Russ just ended up doing it.
I remember the very last show of that tour. We were in Lancaster, and I remember getting on stage, knowing full well this was the last show, and it was the weirdest feeling I've ever felt because all this time, all this whole tour, I'm like so happy that it's breaking up, and then all of a sudden this last show, I'm like, well, this is it, and doesn't seem like it should be over, but I guess it's over, and there's nothing I can do about it. And I remember looking at Jesse playing, and Russ and everybody, and there's something in, I was just like, why really are we stopping doing this? What is the main reason why we don't want to do this band anymore? And that's kind of like pretty much where everything came from. You know, from that day, I was like, why are we even stopping doing this? What is the main reason why? And then, you know, after thinking about it enough, you really realize why it was breaking up, and it was solely because of one person not wanting to do it anymore, and his attitude and the way he just did everything, taking everybody down to this level where this is your love and this is what you want to do for your life, but I hate being with this one person enough that I don't want to do it anymore anyway.
It was a pretty extensive tour. It was like, I think 6 weeks. And just by the end of it, you know, I was telling you, I thought I wanted it to be like this emotional, like awesome thing. And I mean, I thought we played great, you know, our last show, it was good. Just same damn songs. No, and I just walked away empty. I was like, that was that. I just dumped 10 years of my life in the toilet. I can't even cry about this. Like, it means nothing to me. Like, something so beautiful that started in the beginning of all this, getting beer cans thrown at us in Cleveland, me, Sean, Roy, and Mick, literally getting like stoned to death with beer cans for preaching the gospel. And I hopefully never see these people ever again, even though I love them. I like could not take the fact that they resented me so much for whatever asshole things I'd done to like hurt them.